Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Trident Aegis case for the Motorola DROID RAZR Maxx. You are more than welcome to check out the Aegis over at its official website at any time. That is going to be located at www.tridentcase.com. As always, we also encourage you to check it out at our own website as well at www.daydeal.com. Let's go ahead and get things rolling by giving you the unofficial measurements for the Aegis case on the DROID RAZR Maxx. Keep in mind that we take these measurements ourselves, so they're not meant to be 100% accurate. We just want to give you guys an idea of what to expect when you own the case for the phone. Now, the weight of the Aegis is going to be 55.5 grams, its length, 137 millimeters, its width, 77 millimeters, and finally its depth is going to be at 14.5 millimeters. Hopefully you find that information useful. The Aegis is available in 5 different colors, and we have all 5 colors to show you today in this video. The ones you see in front of us right now are going to be pink with black, blue with black, red with black. We are changing things up a little bit because we will be showcasing the Trident green version with black on our dummy version of the DROID RAZR. It looks really, really nice. And of course, all black, otherwise known as black with black, which we'll be dissecting in just a moment for you guys. So those are the 5 colors. Aegis cases do come with the screen protector kit, which is this right here. If you open it up, here are the contents of that. You saw this at the beginning of the video. This is the applicator card. Has the web address on there. Go ahead and turn it around. Has a QR code for you to scan, as well as the physical address of the company that may come in use. Instruction manual is going to show you guys how to put things together on your case, as well as install the screen protector and an additional QR code for you to scan, which leads to other videos. If not installation, at least to the product. White microfiber cleaning cloth. I'm not going to talk about this much. You probably have a drawer full of these by now. I know I do. So let's just go and put that aside. And finally, the actual screen protector itself for the DROID RAZR Maxx. And that is it for the screen protector kit. Now, the Aegis is a layered case. It consists of multiple layers put together to protect your phone versus a hybrid case, which is made of different materials, but it's just one piece. So I just want to get that information out there for folks who confuse the two, because sometimes descriptions are kind of vague. And so this is a 3-layered case. The 3rd layer, technically speaking, is the screen protector, which I just showed you. I don't really count that as an honest-to-goodness layer. Most folks don't even use a screen protector for various reasons. So this is really a dual-layered case. You have a silicone skin as well as a polycarbonate shell, layer 1, layer 2, and of course layer 3, technically speaking, the screen protector. Now, in typical Aegis fashion, I'm going to try to make sure to say that name correctly from this rest of the video. This has reinforced corners. Okay, this has been since the beginning the product was released. It has coverings where appropriate. In other words, dust covers for the appropriate slots. And there also are coverings for the buttons, which I'll show you in just a moment on our pre-installed version. Now, I do want to mention, unfortunately, that this type of silicone does attract lint. This isn't one of the newer silicones materials that Trident used on their other cases, okay? I actually slightly prefer this because this feels more comfortable and it's actually a little bit more flexible and it just feels more plush. However, the newer version of the silicone is lint resistant, but I actually felt it was a little bit more frail. I thought that was going to be more prone to tearing and cracking, so to each their own. If you buy the black version of the Aegis, this is going to be pretty apparent. You are going to see lint a lot on the sides. For the other versions, like the pink, the blue, the red, especially the Trident green, we didn't really notice it that much, okay? So even though lint did get on there, it wasn't really that noticeable, only on the black. So that's all we have to say. And the reason why I'm talking about this so much is that some folks out there just can't stand lint in any form or fashion. Now, moving on to the polycarbonate shell layer. Okay, this is pretty self-explanatory. This isn't really the thicker of the 2 layers. It's actually quite thin. It's very flexible. It's meant to be. It is polycarbonate after all. And really all what this does is reinforces the skin layer, because it's nice to have 2 different type of materials defend your phone, because certain types of drops affect materials differently. Okay, if you frequently drop your phone, it's nice to have something soft like this, a skin, because it bounces around. But if you drop your phone only once in a while, but it's a pretty severe drop, that's where a hard shell comes into play, because this is what really protects your phone from a pretty severe drop, because it's probably going to crack in the process, give up its life, so to speak, but you want this type of protection. For casual, everyday type of situations, you want something nice and bouncy like this. But in a big drop, you don't want a material like this, because you know what happens? It bounces like a rubber ball, and it's going to ricochet off something else, etc., stuff like that. So the joys of a layered case. Enough of me blabbering on. Let's go and show you the pre-installed version on our DROID RAZR Maxx, and this Trident green. I just can't get enough of it. It's really cool looking. Starting with the front of the phone, you can see that the Aegis creates a nice lip all around the edge. Okay, and having a nice thick lip on a case is beneficial, because if you happen to rest your phone on its face, face like so. It is going to be elevated up and away from the surface you are resting it against. But more importantly, should you happen to drop your phone and it unfortunately lands on its face, the least protected side of the Aegis, it still hopefully should have the edges or the lip catch the impact first. And remember, you are supposed to be using this in conjunction with the screen protector that they give you, or if you want to bring your own, that is fine. So hopefully your screen should be in good hands. Moving on to the top, we have a nice large dust cover for the HDMI port. It is even labeled, very sexy stuff. Let's go ahead and peel that back. And you can see the openings for the port are now exposed. This is a newer type of dust cover design. It's not the old school type back in the old days where they had male tips on them, where they would fit into the female plugs on the phone, because those were very annoying. You have to basically fiddle around with them on the go. So I really like this newer type of design, and the same thing can be said for the audio jack. Now I want to mention that the audio jack is quite recessed inside the Trident Aegis case, so please keep that in mind. Straight connector tips will work just fine. Angled connector tips, in other words 90-degree connector tips, ones that look like 7s or L's depending on the side that you're looking at it on, those may be problematic. Okay, so if you have those type of connector tips, I would suggest getting a 3.5mm extender. If you don't know what those are, you can find them abundantly on eBay or any other store, even our own website, etc., stuff like that. They just are like a little 1-inch extender that goes out with these ports, and it makes your life a lot easier. Okay, moving on to this side, let's go and make it right side up. There is a dust cover for the dust cover on your micro SD card slot. A little redundant, I know, but it's nice to have it there. We weren't really happy with the fit of this particular dust cover. Unfortunately, we felt it could have been a little bit tighter. It is a little bit loose. That's not going to affect your dust cover that much because that's a cover itself, but it would have been nice if this was a tighter fit, because if you have this open like this, stuff can get lodged in there. It's not good, and this may even start damaging that little hinge right there over time. Moving on to the other side, we have a covering for the power button as well as the volume up and down rocker switch. Let's go and give you a side shot. Sticks out quite a bit, which is nice, and the buttons are still clicky. Moving on to the back, showing you the Trident logo as well as its emblem on the center right there, the opening for the camera lens and the LED flash, and the mesh grill over the speaker. Okay, very cool design from Trident. And that is it, guys, for the Aegis case on the DROID RAZR Maxx phone. So closing thoughts and comments. We really like what we see for the DROID RAZR Maxx right now, this particular Aegis case on there. It's one of the better accessories out there, we can easily say. We highly recommend it. Our nitpicks are, of course, that dust cover for the dust cover on the micro SD card slot. It was a little bit loose fitting. The black version of the Aegis will go ahead and showcase lint, so that will be problematic if you like that color. And this does add some bulk to the phone, okay? So please keep that in mind. This is not a light case. If you like the overall profile of the DROID RAZR Maxx, this is not the case for you, because it does add some bulk, it does add some weight. 55.5 grams is not light stuff. I also want to mention that if this is still not enough for you, maybe you need even more protection. The Trident Kraken AMS is out for the DROID RAZR Maxx. We'll be looking at that in the future, and that is supposed to be the bigger brother of this case, and it's supposed to do more things, but of course it's more pricier, etc., stuff like that. So feel free to check that in the future. But for what we see right now, Aegis, highly recommended. Please check it out over at the official website at www.tridentcase.com and show us some love at our own site as well at daydeal.com. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching as always, guys. We will see you next video review.